thanks so much for joining me for my preview of the Clemson-Florida State game coming up 3:30 this coming Saturday on a network that I currently cannot remember if you put a gun to my head. Hey, if you don't know me, I'm Bobby Dirkens. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. I'm really excited about this game because I'm getting to hang out with my buddies Pigskin Pete, Prince 6'1", Tiger Nation, and a bunch of you said you're coming out to me to set the SO Club. And as long as you don't show up in an old Econoline van, bondoed up, OSB in it, with a bunch of naked Barbies in the back with its hair cut off and colored with markers, I'm more than happy to hang out with you. Also, don't be pantless. That'd be weird. It is no surprise to Clemson fans that from 1992 to 2002, Clemson could not even think about beating Florida State. Two closest games we had was I want to say a 3-point loss in like 1997 and a 4-point loss in like 1992. Other than that, Florida State beat Clemson like red-headed stepchildren who just happened to be midgets and hair-lipped. But over the past years, some things have changed. To the point that it actually kind of concerns me and makes me wonder, how do you have a university in the hottest recruiting bed in the country and your offensive line still sucks that bad? I mean, my grandmother is dead and she could still block better than you. Clemson's 27-point favorite coming into this game. Now, if you are not a Clemson fan, and if you're a bandwagon Clemson fan who probably was pulling for South Carolina 6 years ago when they had Jadeveon Clowney, you're probably worried about Clemson. But for me, I'm not. I know we went up to Chapel Hill and won by 1 point over a very underwhelming North Carolina team. Hats off to them for playing well, and hats back on our heads for us who just seemed like we didn't even care about being there. But if you look over the, past couple of 3 years, 2 out of 3 won one national championship, Clemson does this all the time. They test to see if their fans, if their ulcers are actually alive and well, and we appreciate that. This is nothing new for Clemson fans who's been pulling for them for years, especially over the past couple of years. So am I worried? Not even the least bit. Once again, Vegas, if I hadn't said this already, if I have, it ain't going to hurt to say it again, has Clemson a 27-point favorite as the filming of this video. Now, normally I would start off in the trenches and say this game is going to come down between the offensive line, defensive line, all that much stuff. But considering that Florida State puts mannequins in front of their quarterback, running back to protect them, then we have to pass the buck onto the quarterback. Now, James Blackman, if I can say one thing about him, I've always kind of felt sorry for him. I felt like he got thrown out there, didn't have any time to kind of learn the system, to kind of be just garnered into this player. I really actually feel bad for him, even though I pull for these guys. He's had to come in and clean up a mess with a mop when you probably should have just tore down the thing and burned it up. So he gets hurt. Alex Hornibrook comes in, and the thing about, you always hear from Florida State fans, well, Blackman's got a way better arm, boy, he can throw his hip on it. Difference between he and Hornibrook's a different type of player. He's a lefty, he's really chill. I know a lot of people talk about strong arms and all this bunch of stuff, and then you have to come back to who's won the most Super Bowls at quarterback? I don't know, a guy named Tom Brady. Does he have the strongest arm in the world? No, but it's all up here. I'm not taking away from Blackman. I'm just saying the system Hornibrook come from had to make him use this a lot more. So I found it quite interesting that James Blackman will be starting this game, though they've already said, Taggart said, they're going to put Hornibrook out there. I do think we're going to see more of him, especially in the second half, than what we expect. I do expect Florida State to come out and try to play very tough. Clemson, in their own fashion, is probably going to come out and go, 3 and out on their first drive. But this is the turning point. I believe Clemson really opens it up. One of the number one things that you need to watch out for, especially if you're a Florida State fan, is our defensive line. Is everybody's finding out that we're not the team we were last year on the defensive line. Our defensive line is incredible. And our secondary is probably the best that Sweeney's ever had. And then you anchor it down with Isaiah Simmons, one of the best linebackers in the country, sitting right there in the middle. He's nestled there like a little cabin in the woods. He's waiting on you. And he's one of the fastest players on the team. That's what's waiting on you in Death Valley. That's why a 27-point favorite is Clemson and not you. I know you're a shell of history. You look like the same team, have the same fight song. You have all that going for you, but you're not the same team. Then on the offensive side of the ball, other than North Carolina, Clemson has been opening up a can on everybody. Even when they're miscuing, they're still winning. They're still killing it. And I believe that you just woke up the Giant and you can write a letter, a thank you letter to Chapel Hill and tell them, hey, Mac, I know you're up there in the retirement center, probably practicing your golf swing from the ladies to you. We want to thank you for waking up the Giant. And you just happen to be the team who not only gets to play them after the Giant's been woke, but after they're coming off of a bye. I call Clemson's going to win this ball game 34-7. 34-7. Yeah, it's perfect 27. I don't care. It's my show. I can make up numbers all I want to. I think we're going to see some big running from ETN. I say at least 125 yards. But I think T. Higgins is going to have an incredible day. And we're going to have Justin Ross batting cleanup. 34-7. Hey, look. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up. Lord knows, I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.